horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. It's time to review another horror movie review. We're going to review the science fiction movie called Sea Fever. Yes. Now, Sea Fever is a 2019 sci-fi horror thriller movie. It was written and directed by Nisa Hardiman. I think how you pronounce her name. It stars Hermione Cornfield, Connie Nielsen, and Dungaree Scott. Now, I was actually able to see this particular movie right now. There's definitely some similarities between what's happening in this film, what's going on in the States, and I'll talk about that later. But let's see what I have to say about Sea Fever. Now, the crew of a west of Ireland fishing trawler, while marooned at sea, struggle for their lives against a growing parasite that got into their water supply, and that's basically what this movie is about. Now, while we continue to struggle with their new reality with the coronavirus, I found this nice little gem that has similarity with what's happening right now in the States, and particularly as far as global-wide, but mainly here in the States. Now, writer-director Nisa Hardiman brings us this interesting tale of a fishing trawler based in the west of Ireland where a crew encounters a parasite and the possibility that their whole entire crew could be infected. It's nicely set up here. We have it's brilliantly filmed. It looks nice. We get some decent acting from the cast here, from Hermione Cornfield, Connie Nielsen, Dungaree Scott, and the rest of the cast. They all do a fine job. Nisa does a fine job with the writing and the acting, but it seems like she couldn't bring the bang like this film needs. This could have been an excellent combination of The Thing Meets the Abyss or other outbreak films like the movie Outbreak or Contagion, but after starting off pretty good, the film goes out in a whimper. It's just okay. It's okay, but it could have been much better. Now, we're introduced to grad student Saban. She is a quiet and shy woman who decides to join a fishing trawler crew to study anomalies in marine life. That's basically what she's there for. She's just there to continue to get her PhD. Now, while out in the ocean, the crew encounters a strange water creature as it attaches its tentacles to the ship's hull. Now, while the crew is able to free itself, it isn't long before the members of the crew are starting to show signs of being affected by the parasites that was left by the creature. And that's basically what happens throughout the rest of the movie. Now, as I stated earlier, this film looks pretty good. We get some decent shots of the film, especially when it's out in the water by itself. It sets up the tone as far as isolation and claustrophobia that a film like this needs. You're just stranded in the middle of the ocean. There is no land masses, no other ways to get yourself off this boat. And other than another encounter with another ship, that's basically what this film is. It's claustrophobic. It's isolation. You can't go anywhere. And we can feel the fear that what this crew is facing as nerves start to go crazy. Now, Hardiman does a good job with the pacing of the film, too. She takes her time introducing Saban and the fishing crew. We see the captain, Gerard, and his wife, Freya, nicely played by Dungaree Scott and Connie Nielsen. Every member gets plenty of screen time so that it allows the audience to care enough about the crew, especially when the shit hits the fan. Now, all the cast deserve credit on their performance in this film. Everyone does a great job. I mean, I love how Hermione Cornfield plays Saban. She's a shy woman who is also very intelligent, is intimidated by Gerard's rough exterior or even the rest of the crew, and is willing to make the tough choices needs when the crew... Oh boy. And will make the tough choices the crew needs to make, especially during the third act of the film when no one else seems to want to make them. She does. Now, both Connie Nielsen and Dungaree Scott are great as the married couple, Freya and Gerard. We know they're both grieving over the loss of a child, and Gerard is doing his best not to lose the trailer. He makes some decisions that put the crew in jeopardy because he wants to not lose the trawler, and of course that caused dissension amongst the rest of the crew once that secret is revealed. Now, I like some of the special effects Hardiman uses for the creature. We have very bright white lights, fluorescent and glossy imagery play well against the dark green colors of the trailer and the darkness of the ocean. Once we see what the creature is, it's like, wow, that looks very beautiful. It's like, reminds me some of the water creatures that we saw in the Abyss. And I thought it was very well how she blended those two together. Now, my main problem with the film is that there's no payoff, no bang, nothing that gives the audience the finale that the audience is looking for. I mean, we get that with other films of this nature, but for this one, there's nothing. I mean, Nothing really happens by the time the third act starts. Yes, the crew starts fighting amongst themselves, secrets are revealed, tough decisions to be made, but it's not enough to lift the film to the heights that it should be going. This film should have been great. I was looking for a crescendo, something to say, all right, that was great, but nothing happens. So when looking at the film, of course, I myself couldn't help compare it to the current situation that's happening in the States regarding the coronavirus. Just like in this movie, some people simply aren't tough enough to make the decision in order to save lives. Chabone makes the decisions here, as I stated earlier, but it seems like the rest of the crew are more interested in, not knowing the situation they're in and knowing that, yes, we want to be able to go back to our loved ones and see them and want to be with them, but unfortunately, we're putting our lives, their lives at risk. And you have to make the tough decisions here. And I thought the movie did a great job in making those type of comparisons as to what we're facing here. So despite the decent setup, good acting from the cast, and nice filmmaking from Hardiman, the film fails to provide the type of closing that would have made a decent sci-fi horror film like the likes of Outbreak, Contagion, and other movies like this one. It's well made. I really enjoyed it. I think a lot of people love it, but I think it's just one of these one-time watches. It's like, okay, that was good. On to the next. So, I'm going to give Sea Fever 2.5 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. I'm going to give Sea Fever 2.5 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. It was a good film. It's not bad, but it should have been better. It would have been a great combination, as I stated earlier, of The Beast and The Thing. Had she added some more practical effects, have some more encounters with the creature, probably lift the film more. Because, like I said, it starts off very well, but it's just not enough to where it could be more of a replay watch. It's just a one-time watch, and then, like I said, on to the next one. And so that is my review and video for Sea Fever. Have you seen Sea Fever? What do you think about it? Do you enjoy it? Do you think this could have been better, or you really think this was a good horror movie or a contagion movie? Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about Sea Fever. Also, if you like this video, please like and share. If you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Also, all my social media links will be in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember, horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her. Don't let her get away, Mommy. Don't let her live. I won't, Jason. I won't.